Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dean, and this is our nightly video report for Monday, November 14th, 2016. Not really, too much to go over. What I see right now is the market's exhausted. It happens a lot after we have these big moves like this. So it's going to do one or two things. One, it's going to pull back and kind of give a little back and rest a little bit before heading higher, or we're going to come back down and test these lows again. With that's still up in the air right now. I think we should get a little bit more information this week on it. But what I think probably a bare minimum we're coming down to this somewhere around a 2120 area. So it would be that would be a nice little 40-point drop. If it starts going below that, that's when most likely it's coming to the 2090 to test the moving average again. So that's kind of up in the air. And the fact that we have the momentum that has come off of some pretty oversold levels, and the S&P has pretty much gone sideways as it burned off the overbought levels. It left me with not too bearish, but I wasn't really bullish on the market. I kind of was expecting this kind of move. It just it came pretty much in after hours, and it was just moving so fast that I elected to just step away and wait for the short side. Now, again, I'm not going into full bear mode here. I'm just looking at it and saying, there's most likely more points to the downside than there is the upside. Now, if we get the pullback and it comes down here, then it's going to give us more information as far as maybe we can go a little bit longer out on a bearish side, or we have the center rally that may be starting in in the next couple of weeks. So again, you don't want to get overly bullish or bearish on these markets right now. There's a lot of things that you can look at and say it's pretty constructive and bullish for the market, and there's things you can look at and say there just wasn't enough of a retreat to burn off two sets of daily bearish divergences. So you just want to kind of keep an open mind, and that's what I'm doing. And in my thought process is there's more points to the downside at this particular level than there is the upside, and that's why I'm really looking short. On the 60-minute chart here, you can see we have a pretty nice little set of bearish divergences. If they decide to pop it higher and say make it up to this 2185 level, then we're going to get a real good set of bearish divergences and where we want to be filling our trade. So right now it does look like they're trying to form this this little triangle that I've been showing you, where it's just making lower highs and higher lows, and it's going to break out of it. So that's why I only took a half a position today, and because it very well could break to the upside, and then I just wait for that to run out of steam, and that's where I'm going to fill my position, and from there then just look to put some kind of stop in place and see what plays out. But it's with usually these triangles, when they happen at the top, when they break above, it's usually the last move before we get the pullback. Now, if it breaks to the downside, being we have the bearish divergences, it's most likely going to pick up a little more momentum than it would if it breaks to the upside. So that's really my plan of action, is take a little piece right now just because you want some skin in the game, and it makes sense for the markets to move lower before higher. We saw a bunch of tries today for them to move higher that got sold off, and we didn't really have any tests to the downside as far as like real selling. But the fact that we're just we have all the indexes running on different clouds right now. They're going to have to kind of consolidate and get all online together before they head up or down. And like I said, for them to consolidate, it would make more sense to do that on the downside. So pattern-wise, we could have an A, B, and now we're just going to make a wave C down to here before heading higher, or it's going to pick up momentum, and we are going to start seeing, a test down here. So that's pretty much it. You can see that we're starting to cross all over on momentum. We have bearish divergences on the MACD as well as our price oscillator. So again, if they pop it up, I'll be looking right around that 21.86. Bears really need to get it through this 21.38 level. If they do that, then we're looking down here, but that would probably be a good spot to start taking some profits if if we got short somewhere up in this area here. And then just hold another half for maybe a little bit more of a home run and put a stop at entry. But that's really the way I'm doing it. I'm not really to pound the table on either side just yet. I still think that we have to have this the election euphoria, and which nobody really thought was going to be euphoria. But let all this settle a little bit. And again, if we start seeing momentum pick up on the downside, then the drop could be deeper. I'm just going into it as, okay, they need a rest, and that rest could be anywhere from 30 to, say 50 points to the downside. And that's really what I'm looking at right now, and I'll adjust it. If it holds, then I may switch to the long side and say, all right, most likely we're heading up from here. But if we start seeing some selling hit, then, sit there and say, hey, just short some rallies right now until we start seeing some buy signals. So if we take a look at the 15-minute chart, this is that triangle that I was talking about. You can see they're trying to pop through it here, but it's getting to a point where they're going to make a decision, and they're either going to pop it up or they're going to come down. And, the bearish divergences are leading me to believe the move will be to the downside, but we've seen them do this a lot where they pretend like they're weak and then they open up, and usually when they do that, it's in in some type of gap up format. So right now, I'm leaning short, obviously, because I took a half a position, but I'm not in that, okay, this market has to head down right now. It would make sense. I'm not looking for a home run on the short side. I'm looking for a move that could go anywhere from 30 to 50 points. And then I'm just going to kind of wait and look and see what's going on and decide if I want to be looking long or short. So with that, enjoy the rest of your night, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.